What is going on, guys? T to the M to the IDD, back with another video. This time I am here to answer one of the most frequent questions that I'm getting asked about my in-home studio setup. And that question simply is, why do I use this transparent piece of plexiglass on top of my Savage seamless paper? So, yes, I do have these shorter types of Savage seamless paper rolls, and I have these longer Savage seamless paper rolls. But the problem still remains, even with the larger ones or the smaller ones, or whether it's white, brown, black, pink, what other color Savage seamless paper roll that you have. So when I am in the in-home studio, a lot of times, well, not a lot, let's say 100% of the time, I always want the model's skin to have a glow. And to help with that glow, besides the light, we have this handy dandy oil that is used. And so it helps the skin look moisturized, adds a certain pop to the skin, helps it glow a little bit with the assistance of my off-camera flash. But the problem with that is that once you put all of this oil on the model, the oil just transfers. And it transfers directly onto the Savage seamless paper, which the Savage seamless paper is not cheap by any means. The shorter roll is about $50 a roll, and the longer roll is about $90 a roll. So in order to cut down on running through the paper quickly, I added the plexiglass on top. Now, what does the plexiglass do? It prevents the oil from going onto the paper and being noticeable, because now the plexiglass acts as a protecting layer to the paper, which allows me to keep my Savage seamless paper longer than I would be able to if I did not have the plexiglass. That is right. It will save you money in the long run, and you can use it for the short roll or the long roll. Now, this, for my in-home studio setup, this is my basement area that I work in. And so I rarely drop and break this down because I don't even come in my basement. So I just leave everything up and I'm good to go. But with that being said, I actually have carpet on the floor, as you can see. And so that is another problem, because when you have Savage seamless paper that's sitting on top of carpet, when the model steps on it, it's easy for holes to get punctured, and then that just speeds up the process of you needing to buy more paper. And so especially with white paper is so easy to get messed up, because one is white. You can see anything almost instantaneously. So that plexiglass helps preserve the paper. Now let me give you a better example. With this plexiglass, I always accompany it with, this is a 3/4 inch piece of wood. Now, what do I do with this? I take this 3/4 inch piece of wood, and this is roughly the width of the smaller Savage seamless paper roll that I showed you. So this one right here, it's precisely the width of this paper. So from left to right, it fills in that gap. So I put this underneath so that it acts as solid support for the model to stand on. So now I don't have to worry about the actual Savage seamless paper getting holes in it and getting punctured because of it's not having support underneath of it. So that's a plus, saving me money once again. Now, what do? I slide this underneath the Savage seamless roll, and I'll show you a picture. If you already seen some of my in-home studio shoots, you already know what it looks like. You just don't know that this is what I use underneath. So this is the key. Underneath, I use this as a key support. And I lay that down like so. So this is my supporting piece. Next, I would lay down this Savage seamless roll, and I always lay down my Savage seamless roll further out because I like my models to be further away from the background. That's just me. I like dramatic drop off sometimes, so having that distance between the background and the model gives me that dramatic drop off that I normally like. So once I roll that down, I have the Savage seamless paper on top of this supporting wood right here. Next, to top it off, the final piece that you all been wondering why I use it, I just go ahead and I lay down the plexiglass on top of the plastic plexiglass, which is, again, the same width as this smaller Savage seamless roll, which it happens to be a perfect combination because, again, it helps prevent the oil from transferring. Also, in this COVID area that this COVID area of life that we are living in now, you know, it makes it easy for me to be able to wipe down and use disinfectant to clean off this surface for me to use in my next shoot. But to give you all an example of what I mean by saving me money, because before I started using the plexiglass method and this support underneath, I was just going through Savage paper. So I have a perfect example of some paper that I just so happened to save. Now, before I had the supporting beam, I would get punctured holes just like this all the time. So I would have to rip new sheets every time because I would get punctured holes. Now, that added oil that I put on the skin, it went right to the Savage seamless roll paper. So that is a great example. Those spots you see, that is the oil transferring from the model, because you know you might have the model lay down for a pose or kneel down, or her hand might go down, arm might go down, all different types of poses, you never know. And so that oil just transfers, and so you can't use that on another shoot because I mean, unless you want to do all that Photoshop work, you're gonna have to do a major edit right here. So to avoid these punctures, to avoid this oil mark and things of that nature, what did I do? I went ahead and got the plexiglass. So for you all, this might be a great solution for you. Also, if you have carpet, this might be a great solution for you because the carpet cannot withstand the Savage seamless roll paper without getting a hole in it. Trust me, you're guaranteed for the model to step on it, or even if this, for example, if I wanted to put this chair on the paper, oh, forget about it. The legs of this chair is going straight through the paper, and there you have it, puncture holes again. So if you find yourself in this situation, this is the best thing that I can offer you. And also, the nice thing about it being plexiglass is that it's transparent. So what does that mean? The color comes through, and it makes your life so much easier when you go to edit anything. You don't have to try to mask it out, things like that. 9 times out of 10, the only thing you will see is a slight glare, which that is simple enough to fix, versus if this transparent glass was black glass or something, and there was or this transparent acrylic was black acrylic. And so you have to do so much more to try to edit that out in Photoshop or Caption One or whatever you use to edit versus using transparent. And I don't know if you all can tell, but in my images, it's always that plexiglass. And I always go and edit it. And it doesn't take me more than 5 minutes, if even that, to edit and smooth out this plexiglass so that it doesn't just stand out abruptly. So that is the biggest question that I've been getting about my in-home studio setup. And I wanted to make a video just to let you all know that I definitely see, you know, the comments and the questions that you have, but I felt like a video would be a lot better of an explanation to show you and tell you why I actually use the plexiglass, accompanied with an actual sheet of Savage paper that has proof of why I stopped using the previous setup without my support in plexiglass, and then why I transitioned to using my support with the plexiglass. And so also you can see here is a Savage seamless roll piece of paper that I've been using for months now with the plexiglass and support. And so yes, you're going to get like dirt marks and things like that, but after use, this is a white backdrop after all, so you know, white is the hardest thing to keep clean, so you're going to get like those small marks, but that is mediocre to having a big stain from oil transfer or having a big hole that you have to patch up because you don't have the right support in your in-home studio setup. So that is what I wanted to bring you all for today. I hope that this helped somebody and explains why I actually use the plexiglass, and it might be something convenient for you. And in terms of price, this piece of plexiglass that I have here cost me $20 from Home Depot. Also, the supporting piece of wood that you see here too, $20 from Home Depot. So I paid $40 for that setup, and guess what? It's saving me a tremendous amount of money from having to continuously buy Savage seamless roll paper. And that is the goal of keeping your in-home studio and saving yourself money in the long run. So T to the M to the IDD, I hope it helps somebody. I hope I explain why I use what I use, and I hope you see that it does not harm the results of the photos at all. And it's a beautiful thing to consider for your in-home studio setup. Let me know in the comments what you all use. We out. Peace.